What if I told you that the richest person in the room doesn't look like it? What if there were subtle, almost imperceptible signals that could reveal someone's true financial status? How could recognizing these signals transform your understanding of wealth and success? They're not wearing Gucci, they're not flashing Rolexes, and they're definitely not showing off their vacation on Instagram, but they own their home outright. They have investments silently compounding six figures, and while others panic during market crashes, they sleep like a baby. Here's the twist. True wealth whispers. It doesn't shout. And if you know how to spot the signals, you'll never look at people the same way again. Here are the silent signals tell that someone is really rich. Millionaires are 3 times more likely to buy generic brands over name brands. Not because they're cheap, but because they optimize value, not flash. Secretly rich people don't shop to feel rich. They shop to become richer. Instead of asking, "Is this trendy?" they ask, "Will this pay off?" This is why wealthy minds treat every dollar like an employee. They expect it to work and return more dollars. Instead of buying the newest $1,200 iPhone every year, they invest that same money in dividend stocks yielding 6%, annually generating passive income every year forever. That's how you build financial momentum. Most people shop emotionally, not strategically. They confuse comfort with wealth and mistake luxury for leverage. They splurge on things that depreciate the moment they swipe their credit card: fast fashion, impulsive gadgets, or leased cars. Before buying anything, ask, "Will this help me grow or will this grow old?" Shift 30% of your fund money into a stock portfolio or dividend ETFs. You'll rarely find someone secretly wealthy, overcommitting their schedule or running around aimlessly. That's because they treat time like high-value equity, something to be protected, multiplied, and strategically deployed. They're not addicted to being busy. Their calendars have white space, not because they're lazy, but because they prioritize clarity and decision-making power. Research from Harvard Business Review shows that people with more autonomy over their time report significantly higher well-being and productivity. That's not accidental, it's designed. Meanwhile, people chasing validation are often swamped with low-return commitments, back-to-back meetings, social events, side hustles that drain more energy than they create. The rich know that saying no is a wealth strategy. They decline anything that doesn't align with their long-term goals or mental bandwidth. They're not afraid to protect their peace, even if others don't understand it. And because of that, they have time to think, research, rest, and act with intention. That's the compounding effect few talk about. You might see someone still using an iPhone 8 wearing plain sneakers and skipping expensive dinners, and you'd assume they're being frugal. But what if that person has $80,000 tucked into a high-yield savings account, $150,000 in low-volatility ETFs, and zero debt? That's not frugality, it's financial security. Secretly wealthy people remove that stress by making calm their first purchase. Before they upgrade a car or go on vacation, they fund their emergency account. Before they splurge on a new wardrobe, they invest in health insurance, liability coverage, and passive income vehicles. The poor often chase lifestyle upgrades at the cost of peace. They swap security for symbols. But rich people do the opposite. They invest in silence, in stability, in sleep, and that makes all the difference. When unexpected expenses show up, they're not panicking, they're prepared. That preparation buys them confidence. It buys them better decisions. It buys them control. If you're ever torn between appearing successful and feeling secure, choose the one that lasts longer. Now here's a strange twist. Do you know there's a habit secretly wealthy people follow that turns monthly bills into a money-saving game? Most people, when they get bored, open an app, scroll endlessly, and often buy something they didn't plan for. But quietly wealthy individuals treat boredom as a trigger for creativity and optimization. When they feel that urge to escape, they use the time to review their stock portfolio, read a chapter of a book on financial psychology, or map out goals for the next quarter. It might look simple, but this choice rewires their brain. Instead of seeking instant gratification, they strengthen their decision-making muscle. Boredom is one of the biggest drivers of impulsive spending, especially online. Rich people don't try to eliminate boredom, they leverage it. They understand that those small, idle windows in the day are opportunities to plan, learn, or systemize. And over time, this habit compounds. While others are mindlessly checking out limited time offers or jumping into fast trends, the wealthy are busy upgrading their systems or learning about REITs and dividend stocks. Their phone is not a shopping tool, it's a compounding engine. This doesn't mean they don't enjoy entertainment. It just means their entertainment rarely costs money or control. They play games that sharpen thinking, not empty wallets. The next time boredom hits you, ask yourself, do you want temporary distraction or long-term direction? Your answer will quietly predict your financial future. It may surprise you, but many high-net-worth individuals still keep detailed spreadsheets of their expenses, not because they're frugal, but because they know clarity equals power. They don't outsource awareness. Whether they earn $80,000 or $8 million a year, they track inflows and outflows religiously. This habit builds a deep connection with money that most people lack. It's not about restriction, it's about control. Silent wealth grows in this precision. You'll rarely find them saying, "I don't know where my money went." Every dollar is accounted for, every investment tracked, and every liability reevaluated periodically. While some treat budgeting like punishment, the quietly rich treat it like strategy. It's how they spot inefficiencies, uncover hidden fees, and identify scalable opportunities. This mindset often starts early. Even in their modest earning years, they built systems, zero-based budgets, automated savings, cash flow tools, habits that stayed with them, and it compounds. What begins as financial discipline turns into an empire. Think about this. Would you fly a plane with no dashboard, no fuel reading, no altitude meter? That's how most people manage their money, blindly. The silently rich? They're pilots with a checklist. Their bank accounts don't control them. They control the accounts, and that, over years, builds more than wealth. It builds financial certainty. You won't find their entire portfolio riding on one high-volatility crypto coin or the latest meme stock. That's not how they play the game. The silently wealthy spread their risk and compound their gains through time-tested, often boring vehicles, index funds, real estate, dividend stocks, municipal bonds, REITs. It's not sexy, but it's sustainable. They understand something the masses ignore. It's not about chasing highs. It's about avoiding wipeouts. While others seek overnight riches, they seek permanent stability. They don't fear market dips. They expect them and use them to buy more of what's proven. This strategic patience often confuses outsiders who think making it requires constant big bets. It doesn't. It requires consistency and protection of downside. The silently rich prefer owning cash-flowing assets over speculative buzz. And here's the twist. They often enjoy a higher ROI because they don't lose big. If you see someone who isn't easily shaken by market crashes, doesn't panic sell, and calmly buys into corrections, you're probably looking at someone with real financial strength. They're not trying to impress. They're building legacy, slowly, quietly, permanently. They don't flaunt success. They build moats. It's tempting to post every milestone, new car, business win, travel destination. But the silently rich operate in stealth. They know real power lies in anonymity. They don't announce every new property or investment. Why? Because exposure brings noise, and sometimes threats. Instead, they build moats, layers of security, privacy, and protection around their wealth. This might look like setting up LLCs, trusts, or multiple income streams across platforms and markets. To outsiders, they seem average. But dig deeper, and you'll see a fortress of financial structure. The goal isn't to show they've won, it's to make sure they never lose. They operate like chess players, thinking 3 moves ahead. If the economy shifts, they're already insulated. If taxes rise, they've already optimized. You'll never see them scrambling because the work was done long before the storm hit, and they teach their families the same. Silence isn't modesty, it's strategy. The less people know, the more control they retain. That's why you might meet a guy in thrift store clothes who owns 6 apartment buildings, or a woman who still drives a 2009 sedan but holds equity in 4 startups. They don't need the world to clap. They're too busy building empires that outlast applause. You've just seen how the truly wealthy live, think, and move in silence while the world chases dopamine through debt. They chase discipline and dividends. In every video, I try to discuss and address the factors that surely improve the chances of your success. If you like this also, subscribe the channel, like and share the wealthy knowledge to your loved ones. Our wealthy discussion will continue in the next video. Until then, keep building wealth.